everybody. Thank you. As General Evaluator, my role is to evaluate everything that hasn't already been evaluated. And luckily Leslie told me those things that I should evaluate, because I wasn't quite sure what I should be doing. So here we go. I always do things slightly differently. So at the start, what I thought I would do is evaluate, not when Leslie came on, but actually just as I walked in through the door. And what I saw was, obviously we're in a new venue, which I think everybody would agree is a change, is brighter, and I think overall, thumbs up.
Yeah.
But more importantly, when I walked through the doors, it was the buzz in the room. I think everybody was excited. There was a new venue, it was brighter, there was lots of people here, which just probably lifted everybody. So absolutely brilliant way to start the night, and we hadn't even sat down and started the night proper. So a fantastic way to launch Southside Speakers in this new venue. Leslie got up as Toastmaster. You did a very good job, Leslie, tonight, so well done. And again, it's difficult being the Toastmaster up here in a new venue, and it's all new and things are going on. So I think you did a really good job. Thank you for being Toastmaster tonight. A couple of points just to point out. You welcomed everybody. It was a good, confident start. You did a good bash on the hammer, the anvil. You welcomed all guests, so all the guests here, I'm sure, felt welcomed tonight. And you also pointed out that we started a little bit late, but gave the reasons why. So right at the start, talking about time, which was great. You then gave a brief speech on background to Toastmasters, and you did that in a confident manner. The only thing I would say, just to point out maybe an area just to think about next time, is right at the start, maybe just a bit more vocal variety. Welcome everybody to Toastmasters. Just something a wee bit more emphy. If that's a word, emphy. So, moving on, because I only have 8 minutes and I'm not going to be over time. Encounter Alison. Confident stance, good clear voice, good eye contact right around the room, both at the start and at the end. You had a detailed sheet, and one of the tips I was going to ask the committee is, the role players actually have quite a difficult job to listen and to do, and we've all probably got our own little ways of doing it, and it might be a good idea if there is check sheets or tick sheets that we could share that. So maybe that's something that we could pick up for the year ahead. I know that when I do table topics Evaluator, I've got a matrix thing that I use, and it's useful, so it might just be worth sharing that. The one thing to look out for, Alison, is wringing of hands. You did that at the start, and then you went, and then you moved down. So if you know you're doing it, that's great. So just try and do something about it. Try and remove it. Robert, timekeeper. Again, you came up here, good confident stance. You started with a couple of jokes about being late and being the timekeeper, which was great. You used humour throughout, which was excellent. Overall, I thought it was a good delivery, good analytical techniques. One thing I'd point out is, don't apologise for previous times. So none of us would have known or remembered that last time, maybe you've got it in your head that last time you didn't do it quite right. You don't need to go back to that. Just think about the positives. Wordmaster was Paul. Confident, good eye contact, smiling. You used the floor space, which was good. You explained the role and you gave examples. There was a detailed explanation, which was great. And you used jokes throughout as well. There was quite a lot of jokes tonight, so I think that was really good. It just sort of lifted the atmosphere. The one thing I'd point out is, at the end of your intro, you just try and think about how you can finish stronger. You actually did it at the end, because when you came up and did your introduction, as you almost said, and thanks, that's me, and just said thanks and almost walked out, almost apologetic, and there was no reason to be. Just be more confident and finish. Table Topics Master, Jackie, confident start, very clear, good eye contact, really like the Mr. Ben idea. I think it caught everybody's imagination. I couldn't really see anything in there. I thought you, in terms of improvements, I thought you did really well. You just seemed to be on the ball tonight, so well done. Table Topics Evaluator, Elizabeth. One thing I would say about Elizabeth is a very experienced speaker, and I think everybody should. There's a few members who are very experienced speakers in this club, and I think it's for everybody just to take note. The way that Elizabeth stands up, she's got a real presence, and it's the little body language movements, almost these movements like that, and your stance, you kind of do a wee sort of shuggle, and you stand there. And it's just actually, you know, there's an aura, there's a presence about Elizabeth, and that's something that we should all be striving to achieve. Great pace, poise, etc. Network break was good. I think everybody enjoyed it. And again, it built the atmosphere. Faraz, great to see you back. I know that I've not been here that much, but absolutely brilliant to see you here. As usual, I thought you just got a fantastic way about you. You're confident. You always inject humour, which is, I think, is a really good technique, and that just comes naturally to you. You probably don't even realise you're doing it. You had good tips for Tahar on his speech in terms of movement, and you finished on a poignant note, which I thought was really a nice way to finish that. And Rebecca, again, one of our experienced speakers. You're a very natural speaker, Rebecca. Good pace. You covered a lot of areas in quite a short space of time, and you picked out tips around vocal variety and body language. And again, I think for everybody in the room, if you're hearing these tips, then just have a think about it when you go away from tonight, and try and think about your own speech. And that is me. And if I could be, if we stop the clock now, but if I could be audacious and just take 30 seconds, something can happen in your life that can change the course of your life. And Oscar changed the course of my life.
Yeah.
Now, Oscar's sitting there thinking, what is he talking about? But as I'm up here, I want to just take 20 seconds to explain why, because Oscar's looking at me thinking I've gone mad. About 6 years ago, I was Googling public speaking classes, and I typed in public speaking Glasgow, and up came, I think, a course at Glasgow Uni, a course at Caledonian Uni, somewhere else, and this strange thing called Toastmasters. And I didn't have a clue what Toastmasters was about. I thought it was some strange secret club, and it kind of is. And I was at a really low point in my life at that point when that happened, and I really wanted to just get better at speaking. And Caledonian Uni didn't reply back, Glasgow Uni didn't reply back, but this strange person, Oscar Merckx, replied back, because I'd emailed the three people, and through the Toastmasters website, Oscar replied back with a really warm and welcoming email back, saying, hi Duncan, and I'll have it somewhere in my Google Mail still to this day, really great to see you next Wednesday. And it was Oscar that, through that warmness and through that kindness, and in the job that you were in at the time on the committee, encouraged me to come along, and I did come along, and it did change the course of my life in terms of being able to get up here and do what I'm doing now. So Oscar, I surprised you in that one, but thank you very much. And that's me.